Chairwoman. Yung nakalagay po sa Section 1, napakahalaga nito, mga kaibigan. Nakalagay, public office is a public trust. Dagan ko, hindi lang po ito public trust, kundi it is a sacred trust. Yan, maaaring kulang yan sa ating konstitusyon. Tinatawag kong konstitusyon natin na sacred constitution, hindi holy constitution. Sapagkat kinakailangan baguhin pa ang iba. It is a human-made constitution. Subalit, napakahalaga ng sinabi. Public office is a public trust. Uulitin ko para malaman po ng taong bayan natin. Public office is a public trust. Ang section 2 po, nagsasabi, the President, the Vice President, the members of the Supreme Court, the members of the Constitutional Commissions, and the Ombudsman may be removed from office. On what? On impeachment. For and conviction of culpable violation of the Constitution, treason, bribery, graft and corruption, other high crimes, or betrayal of public trust. Yun po ang nakalagay sa ating saligang batas. Kaya meron po tayong batayan dito sa ating committee hearing. Ano po? Nakalagay sa Section 3, the House of Representatives shall have the exclusive power. Tandaan po natin yung nakalagay sa Constitution. Exclusive power to initiate. Binanggit po ng ating magaling na chairwoman, not to decide, but to initiate all cases of impeachment. Exclusive power. Kaya po tayo nandirito. Dalawang konstitusyon ang pinapaniwalaan ko. Unang-una, ang tinatawag kong Sacred Constitution na binasak ko lamang po ngayon sa inyo. Ang pangalawang pinapaniwalaan ko ay ang Divine Constitution na mismong ang Diyos ang gumawa. Now you take note, mga kaibigan. The law of Moses was actually delivered by Moses on the behest of God Himself. Ibig sabihin, ang unang-unang nagbigay ng batas, walang iba kundi ang Diyos. Balagay ko naman, tayong lahat dito, walang pasubali na naniniwala sa Diyos. Hindi po ba? Now, ano po nakalagay sa Divine Constitution na tinatawag kong Biblia? Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now, of course, sa amin, sa theology, pag pinag-uusapan ng theological knowledge, ang pinag-uusapan pong truth dito ang Panginoong Jesucristo. But common knowledge will tell us the truth can be anything that people should know. Because only the truth, when people know it, can the whole nation be set free. And those who are guilty can be penalized. Yun po nakalagay. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Naniniwala po ako in the judgment of God. Katulad na paniniwala ko in the judgment of human law. Naniniwala din po ako in the judgment of divine law. Ito po ang sinasabi sa Romans 1:18. For the wrath of God, ang galit ng Diyos, is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. O nakikita niyo ang sinasabi ng Biblia, meron mga taong hinahawakan ng katotohanan na ginagamit sa kalokohan. Oho, yun ang ating sinasabi ngayon. Alright, ngayon po ay gusto kong ipagpatuloy ang aking manifestation bilang endorser ng pang-apat na verified complaint na si Atty. Cabrera mismo ang nagsabi. Tungkulin ko na tiyakin na ang bawat detalye at ebidensya ay mailatag ng maayos sa harap ng komiting ito. Ang pakiusap ko lang po sa ating mga abogado. Kasi hindi po ako abogado eh. Ang pakiusap ko lamang sa ating mga abogado, do not put loopholes in the law. Yun ang pakiusap ko. Huwag nating bigyan ng loopholes yung batas. At huwag nating gamitin ng batas para makalusot tayo sa batas. Because I believe that the lawyers here believe in the Constitution. And they will always follow the rules of law. Yan ang aking paniniwala. Ngayon, mga kaibigan, I might not be a lawyer, Madam Chair, but I have logic. I have common sense. And my logic and my common sense tell me if there's something wrong or if there's something right. Now, gusto ko pong tiyakin sa inyo na ang bawat detalye at ebidensya ay mailatag ng maayos sa harap ng kumiting ito. Wala po akong galit sa ating Vice President. Wala po akong personal na galit sa kanya. In fact, just to let you know and to let our people know that when she ran for Vice President, I supported her. Hindi lamang ako nung support sa kanya, lahat ng aming mga churches supported the Vice President. Bakit? Naniniwala po kami sa kanyang ginagawa. So, balit dumating ang pagkakataong ito na dapat natin pag-usapan ito, and ito lang po ang gusto kong sabihin sa lahat. We are here committed to the issues at hand, not to any kind of personal conflict. Under Section 17 of the Rules of Procedure in impeachment proceedings, the rule of court apply as supplementary to these proceedings. Jurisprudence and parliamentary practice dictate that we must examine at tinatawag po nating recital of facts to determine the pieces of evidence in support of this complaint under Section 5 of our impeachment rules. O ito, ano po yung mga yan, mga kaibigan? The core allegations, beyond confidential na tinatawag natin. Gusto ko pong tukuyin ang sinabi ni Ramil Madriaga. Madriaga's testimony provides a chilling look into the movement of public funds that circumvented every known audit safeguard. Number one, direct instructions from the Vice President. Madriaga identifies himself as a close ally and leader, stating he was formally introduced to then Mayor Sara Duterte in 2018 and tasked with intelligence gathering. Hindi ko po yan inimbento. Nagalagay po yan sa affidavit ni Ramil Madriaga na aking hawak ngayon. Kung ipapakita ko itong affidavit na ito, ito po nakalagay lahat. Lahat ng babanggitin ko dito tungkol kay Ramil Madriaga nakalagay sa kanyang affidavit. Natanggap ko rin yung supplemental affidavit niya na ina-attest ang kanyang unang affidavit na ito. Mas makapal kaysa sa unang affidavit. Hindi ko po tutuldukan itong supplemental affidavit at subalit sa pakakapahintulutan ng ating Madam Chair, maaaring ako din naman ay magtanong ng clarificatory questions tungkol sa supplemental affidavit na ito. Ayan. Ano po yung direct instructions na nanggaling sa Vice President? Sinabi ni Madriaga, ini-identify niya ang kanyang sarili as a close ally and leader, stating, ito po he was formally introduced to then Mayor Sara Duterte in 2018 and tasked with what? Intelligence gathering. He claims, yun ang sinabi niya, he formed the Inday Sara Duterte is my president. In short, ISIP. Yung pong ISIP group na ito at her direct instruction. Number two, the duffel bags of cash. Yung po'y binanggit din naman ni Madriaga. Most importantly, Madriaga narrates that on December 2022, the same day the OVP encashed 125 million in confidential funds, he witnessed the transfer. Nakita niya ang pagkaka-transfer ng 4 na duffel bags, each containing between 33 million pesos to 35 million pesos. Yun po ang sinasabi ng kanyang affidavit. Number 3, the SM Mega Mall and Ombudsman deliveries. He details driving a white Vios. Pati yung anim ng kotse, binanggit niya. Pati yung kulay, binanggit niya. Filled with 80 million pesos in cash to the SM Mega Mall parking lot, leaving the keys on the tire for retrieval. He further alleges, ito po, a similar drop-off at the Ombudsman parking compound. Number 4, the Pogo connection. Kung maalala po ninyo, sa Quadcom hearing po namin, tinudukan namin ang Pogo connection na yan. At dahilan po dyan, ngayon, bawal na lahat ng mga Pogo sa ating bansa. Madriaga alleges that the national campaign of ISIP Pilipinas was funded by Pogo operators and drug dealers. Yan ang sinabi niya. And that he personally picked up bags of cash at locations like the Grand Hyatt BGC and the Seda Hotel. Now, when it comes to justification for clarificatory question, for example, Madam Chair, Section 7 of our impeachment rules grants this committee the power to, and I quote, issue compulsory processes for the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents. End of quote. Now, if these allegations are true, nilalagyan po ng if sapagkat hindi naman tayo nagko-convict dito if these allegations are true, we are looking at the literal conversion of the public treasury into duffel bags for private distribution. This is why clarificatory questions are not just a procedural right. They are a constitutional necessity. That we need to ask, bakit kailangang dumaan ang pera sa duffel bag? At car keys kung legal ito. How can the office of the Vice President justify spending 125 million pesos in just 11 days in safe houses for payers that PSA says do not even exist? If there is nothing to hide, Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, if there is nothing to hide, therefore, there is nothing to fear. From what others term to be fishing expedition. Hindi ba yun ang sabi ng iba Fishing expedition. Why? Because the waters will come up empty. How can you have fishing expedition when there is no water itself to justify it? But if the water is murky, the people deserve to know what is swimming underneath. And that is the duty of this Committee on Justice hearing. All right. On the fishing expedition and mini-trial claims, Madam Chair, may mga pumupuna na ang ginagawa natin ay isang fishing expedition o isang mini-trial. Dito po, sa hearing na ito. Let's be clear. Hindi ako abogado, pero naiintindihan kong ibig sabihin yan Alright? Let's be clear. We are not here to convict. Sinabi na yan ni Madam Chair. We are here to determine a what? A threshold. To determine a threshold. This is a duty, not a trial. Ito ang tungkulin po ng committee ito. This is not a trial. Determination of probable cause is a constitutional mandate, not a legal destruction. Critics are confusing a trial with a threshold. Hindi tayo nandito para hatulan ang Vice Presidente. Nandito tayo para tingnan kung may sapat na usok para patunayang may sunog. Oho, di ba? Calling this a mini trial is a myth. This is constitutional accountability mechanism in action. Uulitin ko, ito pong hearing na ito is a constitutional accountability mechanism in action. Accountability, Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, is not fishing expedition. Kapag sinundan mo ang bakas ng pera ng bayan, ang tawag doon oversight. Kapag sinundan mo ang bakas ng pera ng bayan, ang tawag natin doon oversight. Hindi fishing. If the Vice President's records are clear, a subpoena should be a welcome opportunity for transparency. Not a reason for panic. Sana po, andito po ang ating Vice President. Katabi pa naman namin ni Congressman Laila. Maganda sana ang fellowship namin ngayon. Magkukumustahan ho kami. Di ba? Ganun po ang maaaring mangyari. Sapagkat di ko naman siya kaaway. You cannot claim a fishing expedition when the bait is specific allegations of fund misuse is already on the hook. Nandun na mismo sa hook We are just doing our what? Tinatawag nating due diligence. Tinitiyak natin na kumpleto ang ebidensya kapag inihain natin Senado ang kaso dahil ang House ang tatayong taga-usig o prosecutor doon. Hindi po persecutor, kundi prosecutor. Now, on the qualifications of Ramil Madriaga, Madam Chair, kine-question po ito ng ilan. Let us talk about our resource persons according to his affidavit. Ramil Lagunoy Madriaga, a graduate of San Sebastian College of Law, and a former officer of the PSG and VPSPG. He is not a stranger. He was a close ally and leader who formed the ISIP movement at the VP's direct instruction. May mga humihiling na i-disqualify siya dahil sa mga kinakaharap na kaso. But under Rule 130 of the Rules of Court, a witness is qualified. Kung ako gustong questionin ng abogado, questionin ako dito. Ano nakalagay? Sa Rule 130 of Rules of Court, a witness is qualified if they can perceive and make known their perception to others. It is ironic that critics demand the presumption of innocence for the Vice President while simultaneously trying to disqualify a witness based on unproven charges. Hindi ba naniniwala tayo? Kung hindi pa po yan kinonvict ng korte, yan po'y suspect. A suspect is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Oo yan. Nabasa ko po yan. Naniniwala ang mga abogado dyan. Hindi po ba? Oo. Ito ito ang nakalagay dito. Kaya sabi ko, it is ironic that critics demand the presumption of innocence for the Vice President while simultaneously trying to disqualify a witness based on unproven charges. You cannot have it both ways. Kung presume innocent si Vice President Sara, di presume innocent din si Ramil Madriaga. Ngayon, ito po, gusto ko rin sabihin, magkaiba ang competency to be a witness at credibility as a witness. Ano po pagkakaiba? Yung competency, pwede ba siyang tumistigo? The answer is legal yes. Oo. Yung credibility, kapanipaniwala ba siya? That is for this committee to weigh. Let him speak and let the evidence do the talking. Mga kaibigan, Madam Chair, hindi santo si Madriaga. Hindi naman santo ang hinahanap natin kundi testigo. Dito, sa hearing na ito, we are looking for the truth. We are not looking for a saint. History's most important whistleblowers are rarely individuals without a past. To block witnesses and suppress documents is not a defense of the law. It is a defense of secrecy. Madam Chair, let me conclude with this. This committee is not being asked to convict the Vice President. We are being asked to look into the seriousness of the allegations against her. Uulitin ko po sa ating mga kabayan nanonood sa wikang Tagalog, hindi po ito task ng committee para ating gawing guilty ang ating Vice President. Tayo lamang po meron ditong tungkulin upang tingnan ang seriousness ng mga allegations against her. Tayo po ba ang nabigyan ng allegations? Hindi po. Nandito ang mga witnesses. Oho. When public funds are alleged to have been converted into duffel bags of cash, the responsible response is not to shut our eyes, but to follow the money and examine the facts. Hindi ito fishing expedition. This is a constitutional oversight. This is accountability in action. Madam Chair, this proceeding, sabi nga niyo po, is not about personalities. Sinabi niyo, uulitin ko, it is about accountability. This hearing is not political theater. This is a constitutional duty. If the records are clean, kung malinis po ang record ng ating Vice President, then transparency will clear the air. But if there are irregularities, the Filipino people have the right to know. We cannot refuse to ask questions simply because the answers may be uncomfortable. Our duty at this stage is simple. Determine whether the smoke is real enough to warrant a full constitutional process. Calling this process, as I repeat, a mini trial is a convenient distraction. What we are doing is determining whether there is sufficient basis to proceed. Nothing more, nothing less. Kung may usok, tungkulin nating alaman kung may sunog. At kung walang tinatago, walang dapat ikatakot. We owe this not only to the Vice President, who deserves a fair process, but more importantly, we owe this to the Filipino people, whose money is at the heart of these allegations. Transparency is not persecution. Questions are not convictions. And accountability is not harassment. It is the lifeblood of a functioning democracy. I would like to remind everyone to the scriptures written in Luke 8:17. Sabi po ng Panginoong Jesucristo, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Abante.